Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, you don't know nothing about this. You don't know nothing about this. Oh, shit. Little KLF. Great year, 1991. I was the king of Sacramento. Yeah. Yeah, this is when this shit broke. This is when dance music broke real good. The 90s is very underrated music, I think. Yeah, early 90s especially, in everything. Dance music, hip-hop, rock. It just had a lot going on in the early 90s. Maybe me and Jack will talk about it one day. We'll see. Well, it depends what kind of mood I'm in to deal with Jack. Well, welcome to the podcast. You know the name. I'm not going to say it. Streaming live over everything right now. Yep. And I will get a copyright strike for this, I'm sure, on YouTube. So let me turn it down. And you know who else deserves a copyright strike? Jack.
Wow, what are you talking about, copyright strike?
Jack deserves a copyright strike.
You don't let me play anything on this show.
No, I don't, especially your fucking guitar.
When was the last time you saw me play the guitar?
Thank God.
You know what?
I think you forgot about it in your giant hiatus that you took. I think you forgot about it. That's
Absolutely
what I think.
Not. I think about it all the time.
Me and my guitar.
I am proud to be the Eddie Van Halen of milk crates and turntables.
Yeah. Eddie Retardo. What's been going on?
I don't know if you can tell, behind me, we're having a lot of construction done at the house. So
can't tell. The room always looks the same.
Our house is in complete disarray.
I know the feeling.
Yep.
I know the feeling. But
everything's
Patty,
good, you know?
Yep. Good evening, Patty. Always the first one in.
Hi, Patty.
In the live stream.
How you doing?
Yeah, everything's good. You weren't on last week, were you? No.
No.
No, you were at a concert.
I was.
You were at the People of the Nation of the World.
Nation of Language.
Nation of Language. I almost
very
got it.
Very talented three-piece out of Brooklyn, New York. Old New Order.
Yeah, I
OMG.
watched the video you posted. It wasn't bad, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really good. They're really good.
Yeah.
Up and coming. Went up to Portland. Had a beautiful dinner, and then the show. It was great. It's interesting. It did not sell as well as I thought it was going to. And one of the things that I've been hearing more and more is that younger people today, they're not going to as many shows. I was speaking to my brother-in-law, who is a musician out in California, and he was like, nobody wants to hear live music anymore.
Well, I think there's a generation. So let's stop. Scotty Dethridge from Illinois, my buddy out there. Says hello, boys. Dave Phillips, king of the 45s. We got to get him in before he goes to bed.
It's 7:03. We got 57 minutes. Let's pick it up. Let's go. Dave's got to go to bed.
King of the 45s has to go to bed.
Let's verbally tuck him in. This is your bedtime story, brother.
He's a loyal viewer, listener of the show. He's been almost from the beginning, right? And it's amazing. Whether it was with you or it was with Lou and Mark and. It doesn't matter. Dave, this could be right in the middle of a great debate, and Dave Phillips does not give a shit. Yeah. Good night, boys.
Dave, I'm the same way.
He's like, I'll watch this shit tomorrow.
I remember when Scott, for a period of time, he was like doing Springsteen style 2-hour podcast.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, we did a 3-hour podcast.
It was like, no, thank you.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Well, I think what we're talking about was these concerts, because these kids are growing up in an era where concerts are expensive. And like you had touched on more than a few times, people save their money to go to specific concerts and hoping that the person will show up or be at their city or wherever. but I just don't think in the live music, the local live scenes don't get the push that they used to get when we were growing up. I know we grew up we were very fortunate to grow up in and around Boston, and we had the local radio stations really pushing local bands. You don't hear that down. I know I can speak down here. You don't hear that. Although Celestial Radio is pretty much.
You know what? I don't have my finger on the pulse of what's going on in Boston like I did when I was younger. I mean,
yeah.
But there are a couple of decent places in and around, but they're more kind of like mid-level. I mean, the Paradise is still there. You have the Sinclair, which holds about 450. You have the Roadrunner, which is quite a bit bigger at like, God, I think that's like 3,500. But then you have like the MGM at Fenway, that's like 5,000. But you don't have the Channel, you don't have the Rat, you don't have Lansdowne Street, with Spit.
Yeah,
and even Bill's Bar or Necco Place, behind the Channel, those places they're just long gone. And there may be other places that I'm just not aware of. Just
Necco Place, I don't remember that.
And that was in the same building. Yeah, it was in the same building. It was just like a little smaller place. They would do smaller acts and more acoustic based things and whatnot. It was definitely a much smaller space.
You mentioned it, and it sounded familiar, but I don't ever remember going there.
Yeah, it wasn't there. I don't think it was there that long.
Yeah, I think I'd only been in the Rat once. I never really
remember. Do you remember who you saw?
I don't even know who was playing. I think I might have just went in there after a Red Sox game, and just drank. Like it was one of those deals.
That was one of those infamous places. The Cars played there.
Yeah,
the neighborhoods played there.
CBGB Light.
Absolutely. Yeah. And same style bathroom, by the way.
Okay.
Total shithole.
Literally.
The police played there. I think the Talking Heads played there. It was definitely a
Dave Phillips, King of the 45. Saw the Cars there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
Yep. So let me see. I have some. I have a couple articles I want to. I usually do these when you're not on, but I think see how it works out with these reaction articles. So I'm going to go right to this one. I haven't read it. I just saw the headline. Let me see. Aerosmith Joe Perry. Can you see that? Is it coming up on the screen?
I can see it, yeah.
Why can't I see it on my other screen? Get rid of that. It's up there. You can see it?
I can see it. I can see Joe Perry on the left. It's small. It's just like a little tile.
No, it's supposed to come up on the whole screen. I don't know why it's not doing that. Let's see.
You having trouble getting it to be bigger?
It's not coming up. Let me get out of this again then.
It's not coming up. They get pills for that these days.
Let's try another one here. Maybe it's just that article. I get all sorts of shit going on here. See, when I do this without you, I'm fine.
Yeah, it's me.
It's all you.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll just go on to say I'm struggling a little bit today, but I gave up on going to see the Who at Fenway last night. And I was on the fence, and I have to tell you, I mean, people were dumping tickets. Like, it didn't sell the way the Who would normally sell, but I get the sense that most people that wanted to see the Who have seen the Who. And by the afternoon, there were people that were selling tickets for like $25.
I saw somebody posted a clip on Facebook, and I gotta say, his voice is still fucking there. Like, God bless him.
I thought for sure that it would be horrendously bad. And
he did Love, Rain on Me, and it was like, wow. Like, he was.
I saw a bunch of clips, and they actually sounded really good.
They did. I give them credit, man.
But this is me being spoiled. I was like, you know what? Look, I'm not going to go unless I'm like really close, because there are some really lousy vantage points in Fenway.
Yeah.
So even like $150 or whatever it was, which is pretty reasonable in today's standards for a group of that caliber. But I just couldn't pull the trigger, and I don't know whether I regret it or not. I mean, look, the simple fact of the matter is I think I've seen them like 7 times.
I was going to say, you've seen them already.
I've seen them a bunch.
Yeah. So let's see what this is all about. Aerosmith's Joe Perry cancels Foxwoods concert after postponing show. Joe Perry, lead guitarist Aerosmith, was set to rock Foxwoods Resort Casino's premier theater this past weekend with help from fellow Aerosmith guitarist Brad Whitford, Black Crow singer Chris Robinson, and Stone Temple Pilots bassist Robert DeLeo. However, the August 22nd show was postponed, along with a performance at the Capitol Theater in Port Chester on August 23rd. In an Instagram post, Perry said that a bug had been making its way around the band and they were not in shape to perform. While the Port Chester show has since been rescheduled for this week, the Foxwood show has been canceled. What do you think of that?
Hey, they're
like they can't like cut back. They're going to be in Boston, right? They opened for the Who last night. They can't kind of circle back.
Yeah, but Connecticut. I think they're playing in New York tonight. I think it's a matter of maybe energy. I mean, look, none of those guys are kids.
Yeah,
and they've been playing a pretty grueling, schedule. I mean, think about it. How long ago did you see them?
A couple weeks ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
No, but it's not like it's a hardcore tour. You know what I mean? Like they originally had 9 shows.
How old is Joe Perry?
Listen, the Stones. I got you.
I get news for you. If you're playing more than 3 shows at 70, 6 years old or however old he is.
71, I think.
That's grueling. Absolutely grueling.
Well, it's not like he's a rookie in this game, and he doesn't understand that that touring is grueling. I mean, he should expect this. If you're gonna go out on tour, fucking be ready for it. Well, all right, let's see. All right, let's go with this one. Pull it up on the screen. And I know you heard about this one. Sting reportedly being sued by his police bandmates over missing royalties.
Do you know the background story of this?
I believe I do. I believe it's all about what's the name of the song? I'll be Every Breath You Take, right?
Every Breath You Take.
Yeah. So I think how the story goes is, according to Stuart Copeland, that I saw in a couple of interviews, Sting came in with the lyrics all written, didn't have a tune. Andy Summer pops up with the guitar, dun, 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 starts popping it together, and next thing you know, that's the song. But he didn't give him royalties. He didn't give him a writing credit. He gave him...
didn't give him writing credit, didn't get any... So Andy Summers has not gotten publishing.
He gets a... I forget what they call it. He gets a little bit from it.
Yeah, he gets like the performer's cut. But he doesn't... I don't think he gets the publishing.
Well, let's see. Summers and Copeland filed the lawsuit in London High Court, claiming they were never properly credited as songwriters on Every Breath You Take. Now, let me stop here. This definitely is a we're never touring again. We've done the whole thing. We all were buddies, and we showed the world that we could do it. Now, kind of time has drifted again, and these two are like, "Yo, by the way, Sting." And it's like, we don't care at this point. Like Hall & Oates, they just didn't give a fuck at a certain point if they ever play together again. They could give a fuck if they ever see each other again.
But this, with this story and what's going on with the police or the former members of the police right now is something that's always kind of like, bothered me. George Harrison used to complain that he used to give Lennon and McCartney, song ideas, would come up with some of the melodies, for some of the songs that were written, would even give recommendations in terms of lyrics, and never got credit for it.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing. I mean, there are some bands that felt that the way that they would have longevity together as a band is they just equally divided everything.
ZZ Top.
If you have one person that is the principal songwriter and the driving creative force behind the band, it can disrupt the band as well if they're not feeling like they're getting their adequate share for their input, proportionate to, whatever they're inputting into the band.
You have two choices, though. You have two choices. You either say, fuck it, no, or you're like, all right, hell, let's just go for the fucking ride. It works. Let's make some money. But if you say no, that's when the shit hits the fan and someone ends up leaving or there's a big fight. But if they go along for the ride, well, can you complain later on?
Well, I'll tell you, who did it right? And I can't recall if you and I have actually talked about this on the air, but Tom Petty did it right. He actually went to the band at one point and said, look, this is going to be Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I have the record deal. I'm the face. I'm the guy. I'm the lead singer. If you don't want to be part of it, you don't have to be part of it. But that's the way that it's going to be. And somebody, I don't know if it was Tom Petty or somebody on his management team, because the other Heartbreakers, so Benmont Tench and Stan Lynch and Mike Campbell and Ron Blair at the time, they were fucking pissed. They were pissed. We thought that we were the Heartbreakers, all for one for all. Everybody gets an equal share or whatnot. And I think it was somebody in the Tom Petty management team and said, look, I get it. You guys are pissed, but you're going to have to swallow your pride because this is a train that is moving and moving fast. And there's no question about it that this is going to be a huge success and you guys are going to be rich. But Tom Petty is always going to be much, much richer. So, you read the Mike Campbell biography or even the Tom Petty biography, and they do talk about it. And it took the band years to get over that. But, you look at somebody like Benmont Tench, who was the keyboard player, the piano player for the Heartbreakers. The guy's worth like $40 million. And if he didn't hitch his wagon to Tom Petty, would he have been that successful?
He might be making $40,000 a year.
Yeah.
Well, that happened with Tears for Fears. That's why they didn't play Live Aid. Tears for Fears, they had that band with them. And, those two just said, hey, we're Tears for Fears, by the way. And they were like, no, we're the band. We're all Tears for Fears. They said no. And Roland Osborne and Kurt Smith, I think his name.
Kurt Smith.
And so the band said, well, fuck you. And they did it at a time right before Us Festival. Yeah. And so they didn't play. That's why they were one of the biggest bands at the time.
Yeah. I think they were supposed to play Live Aid and they pulled out.
It was Live Aid. Yeah. What did I say? Us Festival?
You did.
Yeah. Live Aid. I'm sorry. Yeah.
By the way, I just looked at it online. Andy Summers, he's arguing the point. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't. If he had more creative input into Every Breath You Take and he didn't get the proper credit or the proper money, then he should fight for it. But the reality of it is Andy Summers, who is a brilliant guitar player, definitely made a huge contribution in the Police. But the Police, for all intents and purposes, was 85% Sting.
Well, he would come into the studio like with all the songs already written.
Yeah,
like all of them. Like these are our songs, and it's like, wait a minute. That's why Stuart Copeland was like, you know what? You're a dick. Fuck you. Like, he'd come in and and I think Sting knew at a certain point that he could do it without them, and so that's probably why he's like, I'm just going to do this money grab with the Police. Go out on top with Synchronicity, and then,
Again, I'm not suggesting that Andy Summers and Stuart Copeland shouldn't, sue to get their fair share. But they've, to a certain extent, rode the coattails of Sting. And what do you think Andy Summers is worth? What do you think his net worth is, according to the
Andy Summer?
According to the always accurate internet.
Well, if the keyboard player from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers is worth $40 million.
I don't know if that's true. I just kind of.
Oh, okay. Because I wouldn't think it's $40 million. I thought that was a lot. I'm thinking he's probably worth like maybe $15 million or 20, but I don't think he's 40. I would say that Andy Summer is probably worth about, I'd go there about 60 million.
So Andy Summers is worth $100 million.
100 million. Okay.
Stuart Copeland around 80. By the way, Ben Montench's, they give a pretty wide range, anywhere between 1.5 million to 20 million.
Yeah, that's in other words, we don't know.
They don't know.
We don't know. Let's see what this says. Let's see what this says. Let me get this fucking advertisement off the screen. No thanks. There we go. Sting and his publishing company, Magnetic Publishing, are listed as defendants in the suit. Every Breath You Take came out in 1983. I'm just going to kind of blow through this. It was their Grammy thing. This website sucks.
Hey, Mark Smith.
Evergreen Number grew up, blah, blah, blah. Was sampled. Notorious B.I.G., which, by the way, that's a big lie that he gets paid by all that money by Diddy. That was a joke. Remember they said he gets paid like $10 million a year for that song or some shit like that?
Yeah.
It was all a joke. So in 2022, Sting sold his entire song catalog from his early days in the Police through his solo career to the Universal Music Publishing Group, a business decision that reunites his music publishing rights and with his master recordings. Wow, he sold all of that. Well, all right. While terms of the deal were not disclosed, previously reported, Sting had been shopping the music asset bundle that produced an annual royalty income of about 12 to 13 million and was looking at roughly $360 million payday. It just gives the history of it. The former bandmates settled their differences in 2007. So this article doesn't give you anything. It just says they're suing him for rights. So this was fucking Billboard. They're such a hack site. I don't even know why I used them.
What do you think Sting is worth?
Sting's got to be worth. Fuck, he's got to be worth. I'd say about 350 million.
$550 million.
550. Okay, I was in the ballpark a little bit.
550.
Yeah. Well, he did really well on his solo too.
What do you think our net worth is, being the principal architects of milk crates and turntables?
Does that include all our assets?
But you still get a thing of hot sauce floating around there somewhere.
I have some old King of Facebook mugs I think are worth something.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let's go through this. Let me pop this up on the screen. So we got Big Head Todd, the Wet Sprocket. I'm here to Tammy. Hi, Jack, of course. Mark Smith, kiss ass. Mick and Keith did it right. No, they didn't, because Charlie and Bill didn't really get a lot of that money.
No, I mean, like, who gets screwed out of that? You tell me that Ron Wood or Mick Taylor, didn't have a lot of input. Brian Jones.
I know. So I don't know. Do they get the money though? Do they get the money that Mick and Keith got?
They don't.
No.
Most of those songs were credited to Mick and Keith, even the ones that they stole from Willie Dixon or Robert Johnson.
What the fuck is Todd Sockman? What was he, born in 1939? I was going to say Sting is worth a shiny nickel. Who the fuck says that anymore? I see that shit on Humphrey Bogart movies. And I think he's worth a shiny nickel. Who the fuck uses that term? I suppose Big Head Todd the West Rocky goes to work in a fedora. driving his 1942 Roadster. And when it gets a little cold, he puts on his trench coat. The fuck?
Yeah.
Let me see. Dave Phillips, King of the 45, nailed it. Fenway sucks as a venue. It's just fun to go there to see a show. To say, I think that's a whole, just to say you were there. It sucks as a venue. It's not acoustically set. It's not, it's just fun to be there.
It sucks at a venue if you don't have good seats.
Which most of those seats aren't that good. You're looking at a 45-degree angle.
If you're on the field and you're close, it's just like being at Gillette.
Well, that's like anything. That's like if you're on the field and you're close. Yeah, and what are the other fucking 22,000 doing behind you?
No, you're look. The place was never ever designed to be a music.
No, it's a novelty thing.
Those poor bastards that are sitting in the grandstand seats, especially the higher end ones. It's just.
Oh, Jack, did you pay your internet bill? Look at that post. I want to try to get a screenshot of this. Hold on, let me see. Shift Command 3. There it is. I got a screenshot of this. Look at that pose. Or am I frozen? Maybe I'm frozen. Maybe I'm making fun of Jack, but I don't know. Mark Smith says no ballpark is good. Oop, what? Fuck did that come from? Hold on. How do I get rid of this? Get rid of it. Okay. I don't know what happened to Jack, or is it me? Somebody comment in, and am I stuck or is Jack stuck? I don't know. This fucking guy. There he is. He's gone. Well, there was Jack. Here we go. All right, I'm moving on with the show. Regardless, he'll be back. Jack is frozen. Okay, let's go with another article. He can come back, and he might have done this on purpose because you heard him at the beginning say it's a tight window. It's a tight hour, I think he said, right? Let me cancel that. Let me go over here. Let's go with this article. 4 songs from 1977 that forever changed rock history. Well, that ought to be interesting. Let's see. Oh, shit. What did I do? There we go. I'm all fucked up. Jack fucked me up over here. There we go. Let's pull it up here. Now go to video, go to screen. Let's see what we got. All right, here we go. 4 songs from 1977 that forever changed rock history. Well, this ought to be good. The world was in an upheaval in 1977, and the economic despair, political instability, and social changes were often reflected in the defining rock songs of the year. See, this shit's always been going on. These people today make it sound like everything is new. Shit's always been fucked up. It cycles through. Punk rock emerged at this chaotic period, but it wasn't the only genre shaped by world events. Many songs stay relevant because each generation feels uncertainty, and music can offer comfort, perspective, and escape troubled time, blah, 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 blah. It can also be transformative, blah, 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 like these 4 songs from 1977 that forever changed rock history. All right, let me dismiss this. Get this off my screen. Let's go to number 4. Heroes by David Bowie. I cannot argue with that. I cannot argue. 2 albums into David Bowie's Berlin trilogy. He and Brian Eno co-wrote a Cold War anthem. The song describes 2 lovers from both sides of the Berlin Wall finding connection in defiance of a country split. This is joy in the face of despair, and it wouldn't be the last time Eno guided a legend through a masterpiece. Uh-oh. There we go. Hello?
Hello, is this the House of Pizza?
Yes, House of Pizza. How can I help you?
Yay, pretty good. How's your pizza?
My pizza's good. How's your pepperoni?
How's your pepperoni? Dude, I've had to reboot.
Das Boot? What?
I have to I have to reboot.
Did you ever see the movie Das Boot?
I don't know.
Oh, what kind of heathen are you? Das Boot is one of the greatest movies ever.
Who's in it?
It's The Boat. It's called The Boat. It's about this a German sub chaser. It's a great fucking movie. Das Boot.
Well,
Yeah.
guess what? If I can't get my internet working, I might go watch it right now.
You really did it this time, buddy. The hell's going on over here? Let me see if this switches over. Hold on. Let me see. Did it switch over? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No? I guess not. There you go. You there?
I'm here.
All right. Well, I was just doing the 4 songs from 1977 that changed the world. And number 4 was Heroes by David Bowie.
Why do you think that changed the world?
Well, this is what they say. This is what they say. Because of the times, they started waxing poetic. The world was in an upheaval in 1977. And, then you got this song that was made, in Berlin about 2 lovers on each side of the Berlin Wall. Him and Eno, I think that's the first time they wrote together. Eno's, well, I don't know if was Eno his producer in the whole trilogy, the Berlin trilogy?
I believe so.
Okay. So they wrote this song, then it says, it wouldn't be the last time Eno guided the legend through a masterpiece. Everyone from John Lennon to U2, he looked to this period of Bowie's career for inspiration, and many others have traveled to Hansa Studios in Berlin, hoping to recapture Bowie and Eno's music. That, I don't know how you would think that that's going to make you good. You know how he recorded Heroes? Did you ever see?
How did he record Heroes?
He was in the studio in that part where he goes, "I," and it sounds like he's like across the room.
Yeah.
He literally was. And what they did is he had a microphone like about 10 feet away. Then they had another one about 10 feet away and another one about 10 feet away. And he screamed across the room into those. And that's how the microphones picked it up. It's pretty fucking interesting. Hello?
That's very interesting.
See, because you didn't know it. You didn't know it.
No,
All right, hey.
It's not that you know it. I'm just trying to get myself connected here. I'm distracted.
Hey, do you ever listen to Television?
The band Television? I love that band.
So the number 3 song on their list is Marquee Moon.
Marquee Moon. It's like 11 minutes long.
Okay, I never listened to them. Just never. You're right. It's 11 minutes. Yeah. Already sounded like punk's future, as even the new movement was just beginning. Inspired the post-punk of Joy Division, the Edge's guitar style in U2, REM, Sonic Youth, and Wilco. Tom Verlaine also helped popularize the Fender Jazzmaster, which at the time.
The interesting thing about that song is, you talk about it being, so influential with punk. It's not your typical punk song. Like, it's a mid-tempo number. I have a difficult time kind of calling it punk.
Right. Yeah. I wouldn't know. It's something I really can't comment on. I'm not even going to try to do that. Let's move on. At number 2, song that they say changed the world or whatever. What was just double check this? That forever changed rock history. I'm sorry, forever changed rock history, which is a big. That's a big deal. Number 2 on the list is Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. Oh,
That's a good song.
Hold on. Jack's back. I can hang up.
Song, but I mean, change history? Really?
Change rock history. That's what they say.
I don't know, man.
Let's see what they say. Let's see what this Einstein says. The personal lives of each member of Fleetwood Mac were falling apart during the recording of Rumors, and you might not realize it listening to the meticulous recording. Think of this album as the dark side of the moon of soft rock. Christine McVie's electric piano and Mick Fleetwood's pillowy drums give the busted romance a soft landing, while Stevie Nicks assures her partner, Lindsey Buckingham, that they'll survive, and countless artists have borrowed from Fleetwood Mac's hopeful breakup song.
So wait a minute. What is the title of this article again?
Again, I know it's 4 songs from 1977. That
Okay,
forever
all right.
changed
So
rock
wait
history.
a minute. If they're isolating it to 1 year,
Yeah.
okay.
But I mean, to add on that changed rock history, I don't know if Dreams changed rock history.
Well, I mean, Rumors.
It was a big
certainly
hit in '77.
Rumors is probably in the top 10 albums of all time.
Right. Can you see the comment section?
I can.
What's going on in there? Anything?
Oh, great! The show is back.
All right, now I have to let me see. All right, Jack is frozen.
That Mark
Jack
Smith
has sucked. There goes the show. Or it should say Jack sucks. There you go. Well, it was a good show. Good night, Mark Smith wanting to leave. Perry Dedovich, when I hear Heroes by Bowie, I don't even think of 77. Fripp came in later. Dreams is fluff. Dave Phillips, king of the 45s. What else? He's back. Okay, now you're fine. All right, I'm caught up with those fucking animals. Wait
a minute. Like, I'm looking at like literally a list of albums that came out in 1977.
Right.
Now you tell me objectively, Scott.
Okay.
And I know that you're not taking the side of whoever wrote this or is making.
No. I just read the article, buddy, and I react. That's it.
But which was more influential in terms of changing rock? Is it Rumors, or you got to remember in 1977 you had the release date of Nevermind the Bollocks,
Right.
the Sex Pistols, or the first Clash album.
Yeah.
Right. Or even, Saturday Night Fever, which, really, really kind of broke open the whole disco. Those were, in my opinion, more influential. The first Elvis Costello record.
Well, it changed rock history. And I don't think influential is what they're looking for. I think they just think this changed rock history, which I don't get it. I only get the headlines and I say, oh, this ought to be good. And then I read it as you get it. Or you get it as I read it. I agree with you. I must, though, say the Clash, probably not, only because it was such a small percentage of people that were listening at that time. The Clash became one of those, like U2. The Clash was U2 before U2. They were fucking great, and only a few people knew about them. As far as U2 goes, you and I and Phil, that people in Winthrop that we knew, was a very small percentage of people. But then when they got popular and people talk, and then it became like, oh, the Clash, oh, U2. I think that's what goes on with them. Now, never mind the Bullocks. They were fucking worldwide, only because they were fucking out of their minds, right?
Yeah,
their publicity was amazing, right?
But again, more influential. Right?
Yes, I would say that changed.
So
rock history
you go to Dreams or you go to Rumors, great song, phenomenal, one of the all-time best albums of all time. But it didn't change. It didn't change the dynamic of the culture the way that the Sex Pistols did.
Yeah.
I mean, the Sex Pistols broke it wide open. I mean, punk and fashion, and again, the way people were dressing and the shows, and there was
people that listen to country music knew about the Sex Pistols.
Yeah, there was a whole culture shift that occurred as a result of that record.
I think this writer of this article is being a little, I don't know. Again, we don't know what their perspective is or how they see things, but I think they're being a little biased. I could be wrong, but
yeah.
So Dreams was let's see what number one is. Pretty Vacant by the Sex Pistols. There you go. All right, he redeemed himself or herself. In rock and roll terms, everything seemed to change when the Sex Pistols released Nevermind the Bollocks. Let me ask you this. So it's Holidays in the Sun, God Save the Queen, Anarchy in the UAK. It's still a great album. Somebody, when I was back into the vinyl thing, somebody tried to sell me this fucking album Like it's a friend, and he's like, "Oh, I got this. I'll sell it to you for $80." I'm like, I'm not fucking paying $80 for that album. Well, it's the vinyl. It's the protection. Fucking good luck. Good luck, right?
Look, there are probably versions of that album that are worth $80 or more, but like a standard,
I don't think his
you know,
was.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
if you actually get the first pressing that came out of England that has the right inner sleeve and all that stuff, it's worth big money.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people, and we've talked about this before. There's a lot of people out there. I've got all my original vinyl. It's worth a bunch of Beatles albums. Yeah, I got news for you. Those Beatles albums, they made millions of them. Now, are there some Beatles albums that are worth money because there are a low serial number white album, or they're the old Parlophone pressings? But most people, what they have are just what they got at Woolworths or Strawberries or Sears or whatever. They're not really worth that much. And most people back then, they didn't really take that great care of their records anyway.
I've said this, I don't know how many times, but people, for some strange fucking reason, confused or they thought that that albums and baseball cards were the same thing. I think they were confused that, if they're selling, I got wax, album's hot. It's like a band, I can sell it. Look, I got a 60 Mickey Mantle All-Star card that's been worth $400 since I got it for $60 in 1991.
Well, you know what I mean? See, the right thing to say in what you just said, whether it's records, or vinyl, and baseball cards, some of them are worth a lot of money.
Yeah,
not all
of them. No, like old baseball cards a lot of them are just old baseball cards. Old albums. A lot of them are just old albums,
but people hold on to them.
They
for dear life. Like, oh my god, these are going to be worth. They're already worth. I get news for you. They're worth a couple of bucks.
They've peaked and now they don't, and then that's it. It's the rush. The gold rush is over.
I love the fact that you've held on to your vinyl version of "The Stranger" by Billy Joel, but that sold 8 million copies.
Yeah,
there's 8 million of them out there.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter the first pressing or the 57th pressing. It doesn't fucking matter, Yeah. But I just think that they look at them and then they're like, hey, look what I got. And so there's a couple things going on there, but they don't fucking really care about them.
Anybody that has a shoebox full of old baseball cards, let's say that there's 100 in the shoebox, there's probably 5 that are worth real money.
Yeah,
maybe.
If you have a box of old baseball cards, like we'll go back even to the 80s. Like if you have 80s baseball cards, you have 100 of them. You might out of those 100, you might get fucking $70 worth, and that might be 7 cards worth $10 each.
By the way, do you? Because I know that you have a pretty extensive vinyl collection. Do you think that you have anything that's worth a lot of money?
I don't think so. I've never really looked at it from that perspective.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Lately I've been picking up not a lot of money, nothing worth like this album is $200 that I know of, But again, I haven't. I used to go on Discogs a lot. I went on a lot and I learned a lot on Discogs. And I started cataloging them, and then I was like, am I fucking crazy? Like, how long this is going to take to catalog?
Yeah.
But Discogs is a great app to find out shit about your record. So I don't think I have anything. I started collecting a lot of Def Jam stuff, like when I was in St. Augustine over the 4th of July weekend. I showed you the eclectic fucking group of albums that I got from Sylvester to fucking, Def Jam records with, I don't know, Eric B. and Rakim.
I'll tell you, if any of our listeners are out there, like to go to different like Goodwills, if you are kicking around, see if you can find cassette versions of the old, rap and hip hop. That stuff is highly sought after right now.
Yeah, I had a trash bag full of fucking cassettes, literally full. And I was like,
I can't remember if you and I talked about this, but I saw an article. There was some goofball who had every variation of the Police's Synchronicity, since we were talking about those guys.
Yeah.
93 different variations.
Of what?
Of synchronicity.
Yeah.
There's probably, out of that, there's probably 5 that are worth, real money.
What is this? Congratulations, Taylor. You're lost, sister. What the fuck is that?
I was just making a reference to, Taylor Swift getting engaged.
Mark Smith went to bed? Oh, shit. Okay. I guess he's the
did?
new. He says it was a good show. Good. Oh, that's when you went off the air. Okay. I was going to say. I didn't scroll down. I didn't see. Scott, define parlor phone records. Define parlor phone records. It's a fucking record company. They were like an old record company.
Yeah, so Parlophone was
Todd
the
trying
label,
to call me out. Fuck you, big head, stupid head.
Parlophone, with like the some of the Beatles albums that are worth a lot of money are those first pressings when they were on Parlophone, and they a lot of that stuff was just released in London.
Yeah.
Or not London, but England.
But
Europe.
Todd doesn't know anything, so let me see. Mark Smith said when we mass duplicated rap onto cassette, we had to use compression to avoid bass distortion, but the analog made it sound real good. So there you go. There you go. Dave Phillips, king of the 45s, he threw out his cassettes. You have the Kentucky Fried Country record, only 100 made.
If you are holding on to your Beatles albums, unless your Beatles White Album is like the first, I don't know, 20,000 that were produced, you don't have to hold on to it anymore. If you're still playing it and enjoying it, or you're going to hand it down to your kids or your grandchildren, that's fantastic. But it's not going to skyrocket in value like Ringo Starr. He actually had 0.00001, and that sold for about $800,000.
Yeah. Dave Phillips, stuff is, like he says, stuff is only worth what someone will pay for it. So they say. But you can create, that whole FOMO, fear of missing out, and that's where starts to jump.
Do you know who hated cassettes?
Who?
Most musicians. Just the way that record contracts, and I don't, there's no logic behind this, but Deb and I, we were actually watching. There's a fantastic, if you're a Devo fan, and Deb and I are big Devo fans, there's a fantastic documentary on Netflix right now. But one of the interesting things that he talked about was when cassettes came out. For whatever reason, cassettes were, when they first came out, they were actually more expensive than albums.
Yeah.
But Devo got paid 20% less for every cassette that was sold. And he went to the president of Warner Brothers Records and said, "You're going to have to explain this to me." And the president of Warner Brothers Records said, "That's just the way it is."
And it is. If you want to play in the game, you have a choice.
So, hey, I'm curious. Dave Phillips just put up there, I sold all of my 33s. That's somebody showing his age. My 33s on eBay years ago. My question to Dave is, did you make a lot of money? Did you actually profit? Or did you just, get a little bit of money instead of, throwing them away?
Well, I hope he gets to answer this before he goes to bed. It is getting
he's got 11 minutes.
Show. He's got 11 minutes before he drops out. So I hope he answers in the next 11 minutes. Mark Smith.
Yeah, if he jumps off at 8:00, he can call me and we'll say night to each other.
Yeah. Little Marky Smith says he agrees. Dave, let me read this first. Cassette sucked for rock, too much EQ and compression needed, and the shells used to suck. A vinyl lasts so much longer. Dave Phillips, did you make any money off it? Yes, Jack. What the fuck? What the fuck? He wants to call in. Okay,
let
let's
him
see.
call in.
I can't put my number out over the air. How are we going to do this? I can't respond either. Let me see. Type a message. Let me see. Let me see
You
if
can't
this
call
works.
him on your cell?
I can call. I think I have his number. Let me try to call him. Let me see. Let's see. Roadcaster 2 not connected. That's why I lost. I couldn't get you through. No, it's the duo. All right. What the fuck? Okay, here we go. Let me see if I have his number.
By the way, for you vinyl collectors, if you want to see an interesting clip on Instagram or YouTube or whatnot, there's a part from the movie High Fidelity with John Cusack. They have an outtake where he actually goes to a woman's apartment, a woman that has been jaded, has been mistreated, and she is selling her soon-to-be ex-husband's record collection. It's actually a pretty good scene. Definitely worth looking at.
I can't post a message. I got to get this. I got to get him on the air. This would be a rare occasion. How can I do this? I got this. All right, I'll try this.
By the way, Scott, just so you know, Saturday night, I think it's Sunday night, is the New Jersey show of Oasis that you were supposed to take us to, which I am now pretty much not going to. Thanks a lot. Okay, Welch's grapefruit.
Whatever. Here we go. Let's try this one. Let's see.
Dude, I see you have a Sabbath shirt on. What's the best Black Sabbath album?
Hold on. I'm going to see if this comes up on the screen. Did it come up on the screen? Let me see. No. Answer your phone. You're calling the wrong number, Dave. I don't have that phone number anymore. All right, I'm going to put this up. There you go. Try that number, Dave. Fucking YouTube lunatics will call me, but the podcast listening audience won't call me. Let's see if this works. And don't somebody else call in. If I start getting fucking phone calls on this. Let's see. I got it connected. This is a 12-second delay, so it's probably going to take him, I don't know, a minute to dial. Kevin Corkins is Paranoid, best Black Sabbath album.
Yeah, I think it's hard to argue with that.
Yeah.
Is there a particular reason why you're wearing the Sabbath shirt that you're wearing?
I love this album cover.
Yeah, it's a great record.
There you go. I mean, that is a classic album cover, and for some reason, it just is. There's nothing symmetrical about it, right? Other than the 3/4 square. But my question is, it's Black Sabbath Volume 4. Where's Volumes 1, 2, and 3? What happened to those ones? Did they not make it to the?
So totally random question. When you go to shows now, like you just went to the Joe Perry show, do you, and I'm sure you didn't for that one, but do you ever buy t-shirts anymore?
No.
At the shows?
No.
Not even at a Korn show.
Last time we went, my buddy bought me because I bought him a ticket, so he bought me a Korn t-shirt. Yeah. No, I did buy one. I bought one. I have 2 Korn t-shirts. One I bought the time before. So yeah.
Let me ask you this. We were talking about the value of vinyl.
I think call again, Dave Phillips. I think he just tried to call me. Let me see. No, I guess he didn't. So
how many original concert t-shirts do you think you've lost over your life? Some of those things are going for $500, $600, $700.
Yeah, all of them.
There's a lesson for you people out there. You people that are holding on to all of your vinyl, you should have held on to your concert t-shirts, because pound for pound, the shirts are worth a lot more than the records are.
Is Dave Phillips going to call? I put the fucking number up on the screen.
You should have commented on that comment I just made, because it was very good.
No, I heard what you said. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
You completely ignored. You completely ignored it.
Oh, here we go. Call that number, Jack. See if it works. Somebody just tried to call from DJ Distributo. That might be. Let me see. I'm going to call this person back. Let's see if it works.
You've reached the One Man, One Mic Foundation. Unfortunately, we can't get to your call right now, so please leave a message, and we'll get back to you soon.
Okay.
Went right to voicemail.
Okay, so it does work. Oh, here we go. Let me see.
Mark Smith, where would you rank Heaven and Hell in the list of Sabbath albums?
Why won't my phone call go through?
I mean, where does Dio play in all of that?
Hold on 1 second, Dave. I'm trying to get you through here. Let's see. I'll just go on the speaker. Here we go. You there?
I'm here. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. You here? You there?
I'm here.
All right. How much money did you make?
On my albums?
No, the hot dogs you sold at Fenway the other day.
I put all my girls' albums together and bundled them and sold them. I probably made. Think about this, Scott. I only paid $3 or $4 for these things way back, and I made money. I made some money,
Dude, we're not the IRS. You can tell us that you made.
We're not the IRS, as Jack just said. You can tell us a number.
I probably made, I don't know, total maybe $1,000.
All right.
$1,000 for all just your Doors records or all of your records?
70 is the new 50.
Hey, Dave, let me call you right back. I'm going to call you right back. Hold on. All right.
Dude, don't you love that? I made some money.
Yeah, it's like really, dude. Come on, man. Let's see if I can.
I got a little taste. Hey, Dave,
Why isn't this coming through?
What'd you get on your SATs when you were a kid? Yeah, I did okay.
Yeah, I don't know why my phone's not connecting to this fucking thing.
It just says it.
Yeah.
It just says no. I probably made $1,000 when I sold it.
All right.
$1,000
money, but
$1,000 for how many records?
So that's the bottom line.
Jack said $1,000 for how many records?
Ballpark.
Maybe 300.
300 albums.
So you sold on average. You sold your records for $3.33 a piece.
So
I did have that one.
So he bundled them, Dave, right? He bundled them. Jack says so on a whole. He sold each album for $3.33.
Yeah, you sold your 33s for $3.33.
You sold your 33s for $3.33 each.
But you got to look at it. It's already spent money, so.
Yeah, you got your money's worth out of it, and then you got your money back.
Yeah, you know what?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's right. Most people just threw them away.
You youngins, 70 is the new 50. I'm 70 years old, and it's the new 50.
All right.
I did a lot. I spread.
All right.
Pallets a month this summer in my property. Myself, 6 pallets.
All right.
Hey, you got any old baseball cards on that property?
So
Jack wants to know if you have any old baseball cards on that property.
Dude, bundle them up. I'll buy them from you.
I do. Yes, I
Bundle them up.
Bundle up. We'll buy them from you for $3.33 for every 100.
No, you won't do that.
By the way, I have a strict policy when I'm buying baseball cards. I don't want any old ones.
We got these talking over each other.
Hobby besides drinking. So, okay.
All right.
After collecting baseball cards, it's fine. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, Jack's it's 59 minutes and 59 seconds into this podcast. He's got to go.
70 is the new 50.
You got it, brother.
That's all I have to say.
Look at you. Fucking strong as a bull.
You guys are stuck in the middle.
That's right. And I'm happy. I'm happy stuck in the middle.
I'm happy. I'm a happy man.
As long as I'm not stuck in the middle with Jack.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
There we go. All right, buddy. Good talking to you.
Say happy birthday to the doctor.
I will. All right, brother. Bye.
Love you, my man.
You too, buddy. Bye. That's a whole nother thing. I'm doing this podcast. It's Dr. Vera's birthday today. And I took an hour to do this. So this is my dedication. But you know, she's cool as ice anyways. So she's like, oh, have fun. You know. So all right, buddy, that's it.
That's it.
I'm giving you your hour. You wanted your hour, you got your hour.
What? I mean, we got to have a better close than this.
Dave Smith, king of the 45s. Dave Phillips. Shit.
Hey, people. You know, hopefully, you know, you were entertained a little bit this evening, and you learned a little something. If not anything, you've learned that 70 is the new 50.
There you go.
All right,
Fucking
let's hear you close.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you like and share it. If you didn't like it, well, thanks for listening and watching for 1 hour and 1 minute. As you know, you are the engine that runs this machine. Without you, it would just be me talking to Jack, and well,
nobody likes that. Nobody wants that.
Dave Phillips, king of the 45s. Good night. And as I always say, doing this show for you, to quote my favorite artist, Morrissey, the pleasure, the privilege is mine. And I will see you next week. I don't know. Jack, will you be here next week?
Possibly.
All right. I jumped from Wednesday to Thursday to appease Jack. And so it might be Wednesday next week. It might be Thursday. I'll let you know either way. All right, everybody. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Patty says, great show. Great info. Thanks, Scott and Jack. Mike Smith, you motherfucker, gets the last word in. It's great. It's a great show when Jack is there. And I'm going to cut this out before